Now coming to the next subtopic in issue of share, when the forfeited shares are reissued by the company, the shares which was forfeited by the company due to non-payment of maybe allotment, maybe the first call, or allotment, first call and second call, due to non-payment of anywhere, if the company, if article of association permits so, the company may forfeit the shares. After forfeiture of share, when the shares are forfeited, shares are cancelled, then that cancelled shares are again reissued by the company. Again reissued. Okay, when the forfeited shares are reissued, that forfeited shares may be reissued by the company at par, at premium, or at a discount. So forfeited shares reissued by the company may be at par, may be at a premium, may be at a discount. So the topic is reissue of forfeited shares. I'm just taking one example, giving you one example. Suppose Mr. X, who is the shareholder, Mr. X is the shareholder holding 100 shares, failed to pay first call and second and final call amount, failed to pay first call and second and final call amount, and as a subsequent his shares were forfeited by the company. His shares were or are forfeited by the company. His shares were forfeited by the company. And after that, these forfeited shares are reissued at par, at rupees 10 per share. So the company call the amount in the following manner: on application rupees 2, allotment 3, first call 2, second and final call 3. Okay. So Mr. X holding 100 shares, Mr. X who is holding 100 shares failed to pay first call and second and final call. So what the entry will we do at the time of forfeitures? We have discussed already entry of forfeitures. So we will cancel the share. Entry for forfeitures, what we do? We will cancel the share capital account will be debited, and calls in area related to that share which are going to forfeit, calls in area related to that share which are going to forfeit will be credited, and whatever the money given by the shareholder whose share is going to forfeit, that amount will be transferred to share forfeited account. Means shares will be cancelled, an amount given by the shareholders whose shares are going to forfeit, his amount will not be returned to the shareholder. That amount will not be returned. Okay. So the entry will be entry for forfeiture. We have already discussed entry for forfeitures. So share capital account will be debited because we are going to cancel the share. Entry for forfeiture is what? Cancellation entry. We are going to cancel the share. Everywhere we have credited the share capital at the time of application. Okay, share application to share capital. At the time of allotment, share allotment to share capital. At the time of first call account debit to share capital. At the time of second and final call, second and final call account debit to share capital. Share capital is a liability credited, but if that capital is due to non-payment, if any shareholders didn't pay the amount and his share is going to cancel, so related to that number of share in which the amount is not received by the company have a right, if it is authorized by the article of association, then company may forfeit the shares, So when the company forfeit the shares, it means company is going to pass the cancellation entry. So share capital account will be debited with the number of share forfeited. How many shares? The Mr. X 100 shares into called up per share. Company has called up to the final call. Application, allotment, first call and second call. Up to the last call, company has called up. It means 10 rupees is the called up per share here. So 100 into 10, it's a 1000. Okay. Now calls in area. In 100 shares, area amount is what? The applicant, Mr. X, has paid the money on application, paid the money on allotment, but he has not paid the money on first call and second and final call. So this is calls in area. This area is your calls in area. So in 100 share, he has not paid 2 rupees on first call and 3 rupees on final call. So total he has not paid 5 rupees. So 500 will be transferred to calls in area. Now on 100 shares, the amount paid by the X is rupees 5. 2 rupees on application and 3 rupees on allotment is already paid by X. So that amount will be forfeited by the company. So in 100 share, 5 rupees, 2 plus 3, 5 rupees will be forfeited by the company. This is the entry of forfeitures. So first entry for forfeiture is this. Now after forfeiture, the shares may be reissued by the company. Forfeited shares may be reissued by the company. If company reissued the forfeited share, then the forfeited shares may be reissued at par, at face value. At par means at their face value, maybe at a premium above the face value, or maybe at a discount below the face value. So now come. If the forfeited shares are reissued at par, then what entry? Bank account debit. Suppose forfeited shares, the 100 shares which is forfeited over here, 100 share of X is forfeited. So 100 share of X is forfeited, which is reissued at par. Reissued at par means at rupees 10. 10 is the face value. So at rupees 10. So 100 into 10. 100 is the number of shares into reissued at rupees 10. So 1000. Yes, 1000 in debit and 1000 in credit. So bank account debit to share capital when the forfeited share are reissued at par. Par means at the face value, and face value is how much? Total is 10 rupees is the face value. Now second is if the forfeited shares are reissued at a premium. Suppose forfeited shares are reissued at a premium of rupees 2. 2 rupees premium. Reissued at a premium of rupees 2. It means forfeited shares are reissued at which value? Forfeited shares are reissued at rupees 12. When it is reissued at a premium of rupees 2, so at a premium of rupees 2, 10 rupees is the face value, premium is 2, it means it is reissued at rupees 12. So here 100 shares, 100 into reissued at rupees 12 at a premium of 2 rupees. So reissued at rupees 12, so it is 1200. Bank account debit 1200. In share capital we will transfer the face value 100 into 10 face value, and in security premium 100 into 2. So it's a 1000 in share capital and 200 in security premium reserve. So when the shares are reissued at a premium of rupees 2 or reissued at rupees 12, it may be given at like this. The forfeited share are reissued at rupees 12. It means at a premium of rupees 2. And the question may be given like this: the forfeited shares are reissued at a premium of rupees 2. So you add 2 rupees on 10, so it is reissued at rupees 12. So in bank account debit 100 into 12. 100 is the number of share reissued into reissued price is 12 rupees. Transfer to capital, always face value will be transferred to capital. Out of this 12, 10 rupees is the face value and 2 rupees is the premium amount. So 10 rupees will be transferred to capital and 2 rupees will be transferred to security premium reserve. Now third case, if forfeited shares are reissued at a discount. Suppose reissued at a discount of rupees of rupee 1, reissued at a discount of rupee 1. Yes, reissued at a discount of rupee 1. It means reissued at which figure, which value? 10 is the face value and that share is reissued at a discount of rupee 1. It means it is reissued at rupees 9. Reissued at 9. So in bank account, 100 into 9 will be in the bank account. So 900. Reissued at rupees 9. And the loss is how much? Company is facing loss of rupee 1. 10 rupees share are reissued at rupees 9. It means company suffered a loss of rupee 1. So that loss will be transferred to share forfeited account. So share forfeited account will be debited. And in the share capital, 100 shares into face value 1000 rupees. Share capital always credit with the face value. So when the forfeited share are reissued at a discount, here the example is for if the forfeited share are reissued at a discount of rupee 1, it means that forfeited share are reissued at rupees 9. So in bank, 100 into 9, 100 is the shares into 9 rupees per share. In bank 900 will come. The company faced a loss of rupee 1 because 10 rupees share is reissued by the company at rupees 9. So company suffered a loss of rupees 1. That loss will be transferred to share forfeited account. 100 into 1 rupee. And to share capital, always with the face value, number of share reissued is 100 into face value 10. So that is 1000. This is the entry of reissue. So first entry is this when the share is forfeited. Second entry may be this or maybe this. So if the shares are reissued at a par, then this entry. If the shares are reissued at a premium, then this entry. And if the shares are reissued at a discount, then this entry. Thereafter the third entry is, this is the third entry I am going to explain. This is the third entry. Now see, the first entry is for forfeiture when the shares are forfeited. Second entry, reissue of shares, that may be reissued at par, then I will do this entry. If reissued at a premium, then I will do this entry. When issued at a discount, we will do this entry, either of the one. Now after for reissue, when the forfeited shares are reissued, then third entry is capital gain, net capital gain on forfeited shares which is reissued will be transferred to capital reserve. Net gain on reissue of the forfeited shares will be transferred to capital reserve. So this will be the third entry, net gain on reissue of forfeited shares will be transferred to capital gain. It means share forfeited account debit, to capital reserve. This will be the last entry. Net gain on forfeited shares will be transferred to capital reserve account. Okay, now see, here when the shares are forfeited by the company, in this example shares are forfeited by the company has forfeited how much rupees per share? Company has forfeited 5 rupees per share. Company is the gainer by rupees 5. Okay, gainer by 5. And at the time of reissue, if it is case number 1, then there is no loss. It is reissued at par. So there is no loss. So net gain is 5 rupees. So 5 rupees into number of share reissue 100. it means 500 will be transferred to capital reserve. 500 will be transferred to capital reserve. Formula is what? I am telling you formula. Gain per share at the time of forfeiture minus loss per share at the time of reissue of forfeited share, reissue of forfeited shares. Okay, reissue of forfeited share. So gain per share at the time of forfeiture, per share gain, minus loss per share at the time of reissue of forfeited share. Okay, thereafter you multiply to number of share reissued, number of shares reissued. Okay, so in case 1, I am talking about case 1. Here the gain per share at the time of forfeiture is rupees 5. Company is the gainer by rupees 5. Because company has forfeited, that amount will not be returned to shareholder, the money which is given on application and allotment, 5 rupees. So company is the gainer by rupees 5, and if it is reissued at par, then there is no loss. So net gain is rupees 5, number of share reissue is 100. So this 500 will be transferred to capital reserve in case number 1. Now in case number 2, number of gain per share is rupees 5. This one, at the time, if it is reissued at a premium of rupees 2 per share, so there is no loss. So 5 rupees is the gain. This will also be transferred to capital reserve. Okay, capital reserve. Come to the third number. 5 rupees is the gain per share, and at the time of reissue, company suffered a loss of rupee 1. So gain is 4, number of share reissue is 100, so 400. So in case number 3, this will be 400. In case number 1, it is 500. Case number 2 is also 500. But in case number 3, this will be with the 400. So 3 entries we have discussed. Entry for forfeiture means cancellation. That forfeited shares may be reissued by the company, maybe at par, maybe at a discount, maybe at a premium. Third is, now we have to see when the forfeited shares are reissued, what's the net gain earned by the company. That net gain will be multiplied to the number of share reissued, then that amount will be transferred to share capital reserve. Share forfeited account will be debited and will be transferred to share capital reserve. It's a gain. So formula is simple to find out this amount. Gain per share at the time of forfeiture of shares minus loss per share at the time of reissue of forfeited share multiplied to the number of share reissued, you will get this amount. Okay. Now we will solve one question based on right from beginning application to first and final call or second and final call. Thereafter the shares will be forfeited and reissued, and thereafter we will transfer the net capital gain to capital reserve. The question is based on oversubscription. This question is based on oversubscription. So the question is, Jai Limited issued a prospectus inviting application of 1 lakh, inviting application for 1 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. So 1 lakh shares is issued by the company for public subscription. These were issued at par on the following terms: on application rupees 2, on application rupees 2, on allotment rupees 3, sorry, on application rupees 2.50, 2 rupees 50 paisa, on allotment rupees 2 rupees 50 paise, on first call 3 rupees first call, and final call and balance on final call, second and final call, balance on second and final call is the balance amount. So balance amount is how much? It is 5 plus 3, 8. So 2 rupees is the balance amount. So balance amount on second and final call. All applications were received for 1,35,000 shares. Applications were received for 1,35,000 shares. Number of shares issued by the company is number of shares issued by the company is number of shares issued is 1 lakh, and number of shares applied by the public is more than the issued. It is 1,35,000. So it is oversubscribed by 35,000 share. Oversubscribed by 35,000 share. Oversubscribed. So it's a case of oversubscription. Number of share issued by the company is 1 lakh. Number of share applied by the public is 1,35,000. So application is more than the application given by the public is more than the number of share issued by the company. So here it is a case of oversubscription. So oversubscribed by 35,000 shares. The allotment were made on the following basis: to the applicant for 25,000 full amount, full shares is given. To the applicant of 60,000 shares, 45,000 are allotted. To applicant for 50,000 shares, 30,000 shares are allotted. All excess money paid on allotment on application, all excess amount paid on application is to be adjusted against amount due on allotment. So here, all excess amount paid on application is to be adjusted against amount due on allotment. So excess money received on application will be adjusted on allotment only. The shares were fully called, means 10 rupees is called up to 10 rupees. All these calls were done: application, allotment, first call and second call. The shares were fully called and paid up except the amount of allotment, first and final call not paid by those who applied for 4,000 shares of the group applying for 50,000 shares. All the shares on which calls were not paid were forfeited by the board of directors, and 1,800 forfeited shares were reissued as fully paid on receipt of rupees 9 per share. Prepare cash book and journal entries to record the above. So number of shares issued is 1 lakh and number of share applied by the public is 1,35,000. Application 2 rupees 50 paisa, allotment 2 rupees 50, first call 3 rupees and second and final call 2 rupees 50 paisa. Now come to this table, analytical table. This is the working notes, analytic calculation table. This is also called calculation table. Before passing journal entries, we have to calculate something. Now, in this format, first column is number of shares applied, Second column is for number of shares allotted. How many shares are allotted? Who has applied? Allotted. Application money received. Surplus if any. That surplus will be adjusted on allotment. Surplus adjusted on allotment and then refund to the shareholder, applicants. Now first is the allotment is done on this basis to applicant for 25,000 shares. Full means 25,000. Applicant for 25,000 shares were allotted full means allotted 25 means 1:1 100%. Second, applicant for 60,000 shares were allotted 45,000 shares. Applicant for 60,000 shares were allotted 45,000 shares. Third is applicant for 50,000 shares. 50,000 shares were allotted 30,000 shares. So here the pro rata is 1:1. Here it is 12:9. 60:45 means 9, 12, 3, 4. 4:3. 4:3. Those who applied for 4, they will get 3. And here the ratio is 5:3. So total number applied and allotted is total is 1,35,000. Total application 1,35,000 and allotted is 1 lakh. 1 lakh is allotted. These two columns is clear. Those who applied for 25, they will get full, it means 25. Those who applied for 60, they will get 45. Those who applied for 50, they will get 30. Means proportionate allotment. What is the proportion? In the first case 1:1. Second case 4:3. 60:45. 4:3. Third case 5:3. 5:3 means those who applied for 5, they will get 3 shares. Now come to this line, application money received. Application is of rupees 2 rupees 50 paisa. Then we'll apply 25,000 into 2 rupees 50 paisa. 25 into 2 rupees 50 paisa. So it is 62,500. 62,500. Is it clear? 62,500. How you will get this amount? 25,000 shares into 2 rupees 50 paisa they have paid on application per share. So 25,000 into 2 rupees 50 paisa. 60,000 into 2 rupees 50 paisa. 60 into 2.5. 60 into 2.5. So 1,80,000. 1,80,000. 50 into 2.5. So 50 into 2.5. into 2.5. So it is 1,25,000. 1,25,000. 50 into 2.5. Okay, 1,25,000. So total amount received on application is 3,67,500. 3,67,500 total amount received on application. Just I am going to check it. 60,000 into 2.5. 2.5 into 60,000. So 1,50,000. 50 into 2.5, 50 into 2.5, so 1,25,000, 1,25,000, so 0,05733, 3,37,500. So I am going to check it once again. In total 135 into 25, yes, 3,37,500 is the total. Okay, now come over here. First case, applied for 25 and allotted is also 25. It means there is no extra money, no surplus, no adjustment, no refund. Next is here the applied for 60 and allotted is 45. It means on 15,000 shares, 15,000 shares, he has paid extra money, 2 rupees 50 paise. On 15,000 shares, 2 rupees 50 paise. So it is 37,500 is the surplus amount. He has paid on 15,000 extra money on application because he applied for 60, allotted 45. So he has given 15,000 on 15,000 shares extra money on application at the rate of rupees 50 paise. So 15 into 2.5. Okay, so 3,37,500. Now here you see applied for 50 and allotted 30. So he has given extra 20,000 shares. On 20,000 shares he has given extra money at the rate of ₹2 rupees 50 paise. So it is 2 rupees 50 paise. It is 50,000 extra money is given on 20,000 shares. Applied for 50, allotted 30. So he has given extra money on 20,000 shares at the rate of ₹2 rupees 50 paise. So 50,000. So excess money given by him is, total money is 87,500 is the surplus amount. Now this surplus will be adjusted on allotment. 37,500 will be adjusted on allotment. The whole money can be adjusted because the allotted share is 45,000 and allotment is 2.50. So it is more than this amount. So entire money will be adjusted. Here also the whole money will be adjusted 50,000. No money will be refunded because on 30,000 shares allotment is 2 rupees 50 paisa, 2 rupees 50 paisa. So it is 7,75,000. It is 75,000 and we have only 50,000. So entire 50,000 will be adjusted. So surplus is adjusted on allotment. There is no refund, no refund. So here it is clear. In first case, those who applied for 20, they have got 20. Those who applied for 60, they have got 45. Those who applied for 50, they have got 30. So accordingly, application money is given at the rate of 2 rupees 50 paisa, 25,000 into 2 rupees 50 paisa, 60,000 into 2 rupees 50 paisa and 50,000 into 2 rupees 50 paisa. Excess money is the difference of this number, 60 minus 45. 15,000 shares, they have given extra money at the rate of 2 rupees 50 paisa on application. Okay, 15,000 into 2 rupees 50 paise. Okay, so it is 37,500 and here extra is how much? 20,000. 20 into 2 rupees 50 paisa, 50,000. So this amount will be adjusted on allotment because on allotment the amount due is more than the surplus amount. So whole amount can be adjusted. Whole amount easily be adjusted on allotment, which is surplus over here. Now the next is the second last paragraph, the shares were fully called and paid up except the amount of allotment first and final call not paid by those who applied for 4,000 shares. One of the shareholder who applied for 4,000 shares of the group applying for 50,000 shares, he is in the group, he is from this group, those who applying for 50,000 shares, he has not paid the allotment first call and final call amount, first and final call amount. So he is from this group, and in this group the ratio is 5:3. Mean those who applied for 5, they will get 3 share. So here I have to find out the number of share allotted to them is 2400. 2400. So the 4,000, the shareholder who applied for 4,000 shares, who is from the group of this group, 50,000 group. So as per this group, the pro rata is 5:3. Mean those who applied for 5, they will get 3. So as per that, these 4,000 shares, those who applied for 4,000 shares, they will get 2400. 3 by 5 into 4,000, 2400. Okay, 2400. Now come to the application. On 4,000 shares, he has given application money at the rate of 2 rupees 50 paisa. It means it's 10,000 rupees. 10,000. Okay. So excess money is how much? On excess share, he has given excess money on this excess share. Excess share is 1600. 4,000 minus 2400. 1600 into 2 rupees 50 paise. 2 rupees 50 paise. So 16 into 2 rupees 50 paise. So it's a 4,000 rupees. It's a 4,000. Sorry, 4,000. 4,000. So 4,000 is the surplus money, and this money will be adjusted on allotment. On allotment, allotted share is 2400. So 2400 into allotment money is 2 rupees 50 paisa into 2.50. So it is 24 into 2.5. So it is 6,000. 6,000. 2400 into 2 rupees 50 paisa. Okay. So it is 6,000. So 6,000 minus this amount 4,000, which is already given at the time of application. This surplus will be adjusted. So actual calls in arrear is 2,000 at the time of allotment. 2,000 is the arrear at the time of allotment. He has failed to pay the money on allotment. So actual calls in arrear in allotment is after adjustment of surplus which was received on application is 2,000. So 2,000 is the arrear, calls in arrear. Now come to the first call. First call. On first call, 2,400 into first call amount is rupees 3. So it is 7,200 on first call. Now come to the second and final call. Second and final. 2,400 shares into, he has not paid, 2,400 into 2 rupees is the final call, which is not paid. 4,800 is not paid. So these are the calls in arrear amount. Calls in arrear. So this line, all the shares were duly called and paid up except the amount of allotment first and final call not paid by those who applied for 4,000 shares of the group applying for 50,000 shares. This comes under this group. There are the three groups. group 1, group 2, group 3. So this the defaulters comes under this group, and as per this pro rata allotment is 5:3. So we have to find out the number of share allotted 3 by 5 into 4,000. So accordingly we will calculate the application money 4,000 on 4,000 shares at the rate of 2 rupees 50 paisa application. He has given this much application. Surplus money given on 1600 share, 4,000 minus 2400. On 1600 share he has given 2 rupees 50 paisa on application, that is the surplus money, and this money will be adjusted in the allotment. Now allotment, as per this 2400 shares is allotted and allotment money is 2 rupees 50 paisa. So as per that he has to pay 6,000, and this 400 is adjusted, this 400 is adjusted over here. So he has to pay 2,000, but he has not paid the allotment money. It means he has not paid 2,000 rupees. Now first call 2400 into 3 rupees is the first call. So he has not paid 7,200. Second call is 2 rupees, 2400 into 2, this one. Okay. Now all the shares which were called, which calls were not paid, were forfeited by the company, and 1800 forfeited shares were reissued as fully paid on the receipt of rupees 9 per share. So prepare cash book. So cash book is required and pass journal entry. So the transaction related to bank we will record in the cash book. Transaction related to bank will be recorded by us in the cash book, and for rest we will pass the journal entry. So now we will start the journal. First journal entry is, the bank account debit to share application. So we will write here to share application. To share application. Bank account debit to share application account. On application this much amount is received total. No need to do the calculation separately. We have already done the calculation in the analytical table. In this table, the application money received total is 3,37,500. Second entry is share application account debit. We have to do the journal. Share application account debit to share capital, to share capital, to share allotment, and the rest is paid. Rest is refund. So nothing is refunded. Nothing is refunded. So here in 3,37,500 we have to transfer some amount in the capital. In capital we will transfer how much shares are allotted? 1 lakh shares are allotted. So 1 lakh into face value of application is how much? 2 rupees 50 paisa. So multiplied to 2 rupees 50 paisa. So 1 lakh into 2 rupees 50 paisa. So 2,50,000. In share application this will be, in share capital it is 2,50,000. Is it clear? 2,50,000. And in allotment we have adjusted, seen the here in this column surplus adjusted on allotment 87,000. So it is 87,500. 87,500 is adjusted on allotment. This is the first journal entry, and the bank account debit to share application is we have directly recorded in the cash book. Now next entry is share allotment account debit to share capital. Share allotment account debit to share capital. So 1 lakh shares into allotment money is how much? 2 rupees 50 paisa into 2.50. 1 lakh into 2.50. It is 2,50,000. Okay, 2,50,000. 1 lakh shares are allotted and application allotment money is 2 rupees 50 paisa. Next is related to bank account debit to share allotment, to share allotment, to share allotment account. Okay, to share allotment. How much money we have received on allotment? How much money? 2,50,000 is the due amount. 2,50,000 is the due, minus already credited by us 87,500 is already received at the time of application, so you deduct it, minus in allotment, in this is the line of allotment, this is the line of allotment. So in allotment 2,000 is the arrear, so minus 2,000. So this much amount will be in the bank. So 2,50,000 is the due amount on allotment, due amount. 87,500 you have to deduct it because you have already received on application. So it is 1,62,500, and 2,000 is the arrear on allotment, arrear. So actual amount received on allotment will be 1,60,500. 1,60,500 will be received on allotment. Is it clear? 1,60,500. And we will do the entry only for calls in arrear. Entry for calls in arrear account debit to share allotment. Calls in arrear in allotment is 2,000 is the calls in arrear. Calls in arrear is 2,000. This one, calls in arrear is 2,000. So we'll do the entry only for calls in arrears, and bank account debit to share allotment will do the directly record this one in the cash book debit side. So 2,50,000 is the due. Out of that, this much amount is received at the time of application, which is adjusted on allotment. Excess money adjusted on allotment. So this much money we will not get it. Minus 2,000, this is the arrear amount at the time of allotment. So finally we will get this much amount. So this entry is clear. Now come to the shares first call. Share first call account debit. Share first call account debit to share capital. To share capital. To share capital. So first call is 1 lakh shares into first call amount is rupees 3 per share. So due will be with the amount of 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. Okay. 3 lakhs. Next is calls in arrear account debit which is not yet received to share first call account. So see in the working note, in the first call we have not received 7,200. So how much amount will be received in the first call? Bank account debit to share first call. Share first call. So due amount is 3 lakhs is the due amount on first call, and 7,200 will not be received because it's a calls in arrear. So 3 lakh minus 7,200. So 2,92,800. 2,92,800. Is it clear? 2,92,800. Okay. Now come to the share second and final call. Share second and final call. Account debit to share capital. To share capital. Here it will be due 1 lakh is the allotted share. 1 lakh is the allotted share into Second and final call is rupees 2 per share. So it is 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs. Now calls in arrear account debit, calls in arrear to share first, share second and final call, share second and final call, share second and final call. So arrear amount you see over here in the calculation in the working note we have done is 4,800 is the arrear amount. 4,800 is the arrear amount. So how much amount will come related to second and final call? How much amount the company will receive for share second and final call? Share second and final call. 3 lakhs, 2 lakhs is the due, 2 lakh is the due, minus calls in arrear which is not received 4,800. So it is 002,519, 1,95,200, 1,95,200. This is the company will receive at the time of first call. Company will receive this much amount at the time of first call. Is it clear? Now the shares were forfeited by the company. Company has forfeited the shares. Company has forfeited the shares. Now we'll do the entry of share forfeitures. So I am going to erase this one allotment and this I am going to erase for forfeiture entry. I am going to do the entry of forfeiture over here. Okay, forfeiture over here. So entry for forfeiture is share capital account debit. Now we are going to cancel the 2 calls in arrear. 2 share forfeiture, share for feature account. So share going to cancel is all the shares on which calls were not paid were forfeited by the board of directors. So we are going to forfeit this much shares. 2400 share is going to forfeit. So 2400 into called up per share is 10. Final call tak we have done the final call. So 24,000 we have done up to the final call. 24,000. Now 2400 into 10. Calls in arrear is, you see the calls in arrear. This one allotment 2000. At the time of allotment 2000 is the arrear. At the time of first call 7200 is the arrear. At the time of second and final call this much is the arrear. So total arrear is 13,000. Yes, total arrear is 14,000. Sorry, 14,000 is the arrear amount. Calls in arrear is 14. And share forfeited will be whatever the amount the shareholder has paid. This much amount the shareholder has paid on application. This will be forfeited by the company. 10,000 will be forfeited by the company which is paid by the shareholder. That amount will be forfeited. Now reissue bank account debit, share forfeited account debit, here we will write the share forfeited. Share forfeited account debit, share forfeited account debit to share capital. This is the entry for reissue of capital. Reissue of forfeited capital. So here it is given the board of directors All the shares on which calls were not paid were forfeited by the board of directors. 1800 forfeited share are reissued. 1800 forfeited share is 2400 is forfeited, but only 1800 is reissued at rupees 9 per share. So 1800 into 9, 16,200. 1800 into 9, 16,200. So loss is how much? 1800 into 1 rupee is the loss. When the 10 rupees share is reissued at rupees 9 as fully paid, so company faced or suffered a loss of rupee 1 per share. So 1800 is the loss, and the face value fully paid reissued as a fully paid. So 1800 into 10, 18,000. 18,000. Okay, but we will not do this entry over here. This entry related to bank, we will do it over here. To share capital. To share capital. Entry related to bank, we will do it over here. 16,200. This entry, this will not be done through the journal. Okay, this will not be done through the journal. This will be directly recorded in the cash book. 1800 into 9 rupees per share, and 1 rupee is the loss, will be recorded in the through the journal entry, and 1800 into 9 bank account debit to share capital will be recorded by us in the cash book. In the cash book, debit side. This is the cash book only with the bank column. Only with the bank column. Now the last entry is transfer of capital gain to share forfeited. Transfer of net capital gain to capital reserve. So share forfeited account debit. Forfeited account debit to capital reserve. Capital reserve. Transfer to capital reserve. Okay. So this will be calculated like this. At the time of forfeitures, company is gained by how much amount is forfeited by company? 10,000 rupees is forfeited by company. 10,000 rupees is forfeited by company out of 2400. So net gain per share we have to find it out. So net gain per share will be transferred. Net gain per share at the time of forfeitures, this much amount is forfeited on 2400 shares. 2400 shares. So gain per share, we have to find out the gain per share over here. So gain per share at the time of forfeiture is, you have to divide it. Okay, you have to divide this one. Divide this one. So this one is the gain per share, and at the time of reissue, company reissued at rupee 9 and suffered a loss of rupee 1. So net loss at the time of reissue is 1. So net gain is 3.166 into number of share reissued. So this will be 5700 approximately. So 5700 will be transferred to capital reserve. 5700 will be transferred to capital reserve. This calculation is clear. Net gain per share at the time of forfeitures. So this much is the total amount forfeited by the company out of 2400. So gain on per share is this much, At the time of reissue, company suffered a loss of rupee 1 per share. So net gain is 3.166 and number of share reissued by the company is 1800 multiplied to number of share reissued, you will get the amount which will be transferred to capital reserve. So share forfeited account debit to capital reserve. Now you do the total of this side and find out the balance over here by balance carried down. By balance carried down. So total is 10 lakh 2000. 10 lakh 2000. Okay, 10 lakh 2200. 10 lakh 2200. So this will be the balance. 10 lakh 2200 will be the balance. Balance CD in the cash book is this much. So application entry is, we will pass one entry, one will be in the cash book. Similarly allotment, first call, second call, then entry for forfeiture, then reissue, then transfer to capital reserve. Is it clear?